Hope the screen is visible to all.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Kalpana Mataji, can you confirm,
Yes,
are we live?
Prabhuji.
Can you confirm, are we live on YouTube now?
Yes, Prabhuji. 1 second.
Okay, okay. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam to all. So as Jyoti Mataji as well as Jaideep Prabhu summarized what we learned so far. So some of the key points is we discussed about Karma Yoga to begin with and understood that we have to renounce the fruits of action, not the action itself. That is the difference between sannyasa and tyaga. And then section B, we understood there are 5 factors behind every actions. Most of us in ignorance thinking we are the doer. Then through this knowledge, we realized that there is 5 factors starting with the body, the place of action, the performer, the soul, various senses, different kind of endeavors, and ultimately the supreme soul. Without his supreme will, none of the action can be taken up. And then 19 to shloka 40, we discussed about the 3 modes of material nature and how all our activities are in a way entangled. Then 41 to 48, we discussed purification through following our prescribed duties as per our Varnashrama Dharma. And then we will further progress with talking about pure devotional service and surrendering to the Supreme Lord. So we are going to discuss and conclude this Bhagavad Gita chapter. So before moving further with this chapter, I want to start with this session by asking you a simple question. Having come to Krishna consciousness, having learned about Bhagavad Gita so far, what is the key lesson you have taken from this Bhagavad Gita so far and what you want to implement in your life? How this Bhagavad Gita or Krishna consciousness has changed or brought transformation in your life? So can somebody share your thoughts?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I
Hare
can share
Krishna.
my own experience. Like initially I was struggling with chanting even 1 round. Now I am managing it easily. So the day has become bigger. I don't know how. And I used to drink a lot of tea, means 2-3 times in the morning, again in the evening. And I was feeling it is not good. I want to quit. But anyways, it was not possible for me. I used to have headache and all if I try not to have. And after getting in touch with you, Prabhuji, it took me 1 day to quit it. Now I don't crave for tea or coffee at all. So this was practically not possible for me. I was trying so hard, and it happened magically. I don't have any headache or anything, any problem. In fact, I'm feeling better now after that. And as I increased my rounds, then only it could be possible for me. And inner peace is something. Family environment is the other factor. Like I feel so good inside the house. If somebody comes to my place, they feel that there is something different at your place. Though I have a very small house in Mumbai, houses are really small, but nobody complains about the size. They are happy to enter inside and sit there. There is some different vibe. I feel good. This is how they react. So this all, I have not changed anything about this, but yes. And people have started, like, rather than complaining or grumbling about me, they don't say anything now. Like, means we are in the society, so everybody like to pinpoint small things to keep you down or something like that. But now I don't receive such kind of comments from people. I am doing what I was doing earlier also. So this gives some change. When somebody talks disturbing talks, then somewhere it remains in the mind, no? So those things have already automatically gone. So rather than putting efforts for making others quiet, the life has become peaceful by itself only. No bad relations with anybody. Like, yes, it is because of some other grudges they are not talking or saying. They are happy. We have a good harmony. So things have changed. I cannot explain many things, but it all started happening when I started increasing my rounds. It is changing automatically, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much, Mataji. Very pleasing to know and very inspiring to know with your experience. So anybody wish to add from your life experiences? What is that you have learned from Bhagavad Gita and what you want to take it forward, implement in your life? One thing which I want to add from what Jyoti Mataji has just told. In Krishna consciousness, कुछ छोड़ना नहीं है, सब कुछ कृष्णा के साथ जोड़ना है. Hope everybody got this answer. Param drishtva nivartate. If you rise in your chanting of holy name, when you are engaging in various service, when you are getting the higher taste, all other lower taste will go off without any endeavors. That is exactly what we have heard from our acharyas, can be seen practically in lives of Jyoti Mataji. Yeah, thank you very much, Mataji. This will definitely give a lot of courage and confidence to all other devotees who are trying their best. So, any other inputs?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, just one small input.
Yes.
When I was increasing my number of rounds, I think at 5, I struggled a lot because it was so difficult to find time to do 5 rounds. But I still stuck to it and I did it. And now I've reached 10 without any effort. I don't even realize when I do 10 rounds. So that I think that one moment, like you always say, there is always that moment where Maya kind of hits you hard when you're trying to rise in Krishna consciousness. I felt that at level, 5 rounds, but then I stuck to it. I used to attend the classes regularly, so stuck to it, and now I'm at 10 with no effort. I don't even feel like I've done 10, and sometimes I even cross 10 when I don't realize. So that I wanted to share, Prabhuji.
Very nice, Mataji. Again, what comes to my mind is, when I was struggling with this 8, 9, 10, what helped me to break that barrier was one statement from a very senior devotee. He told that it is the most difficult thing in Krishna consciousness journey to reach 16 rounds. It is very difficult. But once you reach there, that is the most easiest thing a devotee can do. And you have to get there to realize that. If you ask any devotee who is chanting 16 round, who has given chanting the holy names his first priority, chanting 16 round is nothing. Before the entire world wake up, my 16 round is already done. So that moment is what help us. And we said Maya is going to be very strong. Maya, you have been serving Maya with so much of loyalty for millions and millions of birth. Why do Maya want to live such a loyal servant? Right? But what helped Divya Mataji is her association of devotees. So serving in association of devotees and deep desire to progress, Krishna will help such devotees. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Babuji, I'll just add, for me, I think association of devotees has been most important, because every time there is so much of distraction outside, that you will get pulled. One week you don't attend a class, you will feel okay, you're going away, right? But when you keep coming back, when people talk about it, the motivation and inspiration, like some of the Matajis spoke about, will really bring you back. And then you start thinking, if they can do it, even I can, right? And that's how you start prioritizing. So I think association of devotees extremely, extremely important.
True, Mataji. So I was asking same question to my wife. What have you got? She says, Krishna has given me enough strength to tolerate you. And it is true. None of us are perfect, right? Even in our relationship, if we see, we realize what is my takeaway. Now, from this Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, we have got the real purpose of our life, isn't it? We now know what is important for us in our life. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. My purpose of this human form is to engage in service of the Supreme Lord. I am his eternal servant. Krishna is my eternal master. Once we know what is important to us in our life, we stop wasting our time in unnecessary arguments. Only argument which I want to win is Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I am his eternal servant. I have to take shelter of my Guru Parampara, serve my Guru, chant holy names, please Supreme Lord, and go back to Krishna. This is the absolute truth. Rest everything, we are wasting so much time getting into arguments and ruining our relationships. So that tolerance, what we get, is also a great blessings of the Supreme Lord. Right? So now let us move on with our discussion. It is going to take longer than 10 o'clock today. So we'll move on now. The conclusion, the text 51 to 53. How to achieve supreme perfection, the Brahma Bhuta stage. How a yogi achieved this. In fact, Prabhupada says, once you reach this stage, only then the real bhakti begins. So how such a purified souls, yogis, does is by controlling the mind with determination. Purified by the intelligence, by reading Shastras, listening to the Guru Parampara, we improve on our intelligence. With that intelligence, we will control the mind. And giving up sense objects, freedom from attachment as well as hatredness. And they, yogis, live in a secluded place, eat very little, whatever is necessary to keep their body, mind, and power of speech intact. Freedom from all kind of bad qualities and material consumption of lives, and always in trance. Such a yogi will reach Brahma Bhuta stage. So one who is such purified soul, he will always keep himself in the mode of goodness. So that is what in Bhagavad Gita, Shloka 2.70, it says, a person who is not disturbed by incessant flow of desires, which flows like a river into the ocean. Continuously river is flowing into the ocean. Similarly, all these sense objects, sense enjoying propensities coming into it. So Prabhupada gives a beautiful analogy. The ocean remains steady, though there is continuous flow of these rivers. Similarly, such thoughts, even when it is coming, still a person is steady. Such person is rising to a Brahma Bhuta stage. Next, move to the next sloka. Somebody can take. It's a very beautiful sloka.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mata.
ब्रह्मभूतप्रसन्नात्मा न शोचति न काङ्क्षति समसर्वेषु भूतेषु मद्भक्तिं लभते पराम्. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. One who is thus transcendently situated at once realizes the Supreme Brahman and becomes fully joyful. He never laments or desires to have anything. He is equally disposed towards every living entity. In the state, he attains pure devotional services unto me. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Here, what we need to understand is, for an impersonalist, a Mayavadi, achieving the Brahmabhuta stage itself is ultimate aim. That is his last word. But what we understand, the devotees who are in Krishna consciousness are already in that stage of Brahmabhuta stage, and they want to even go further in realization of the personal feature of the Bhagwan, personal, and engage in loving devotional service, loving exchange of devotional service to the personal form of the Supreme Lord. So Brahmabhuta stage, one is, what is the stage? One is completely free from all his material attachment, and he has already risen above his bodily concept of life. He is fixed with his understanding that he is not this body, he is the spirit soul, and he is the part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. For him, the gold as well as his stone, it is same for him. Anything he can take it for the service of the Supreme Lord. That is what is gold for him. Rest everything is like a stone. And how does he control his senses? He has to live through the senses, but how does he manage that? Prabhupada gives a beautiful analogy. A serpent whose teeth is broken, it is harmless to him, isn't it? So similarly, when he, through his regulation, when he controls his sense enjoying propensity, he can still, with this material body, continue to engage all his senses in the service of the Supreme Lord. And for such a person, the highest personality in this material Lord, the highest demigod to the ant, it is all same, because they are all soul, part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. Next sloka, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavanam yaschasmi tatvatah tato mam tatvato jnatva vishate tadna anantaram.
One can understand the Supreme Personality as is only by devotional service, and when one is in full consciousness of the Supreme Lord, by such devotion he can enter into the kingdom of God.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. So this talks about what is the eligibility to understand Krishna. Who can understand Krishna? Bhagavad Gita 7.25, it says, Naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samavrita mudoyam nabhijanati loko mam ajam avyayam. So it says, I am never manifested to the fools and unintelligent people. I am always covered by Yogamaya. So on our endeavors, we can never understand Krishna. Even the great sages and demigods have not understood what capacity we have. So rather than trying to understand Krishna, we have to surrender to Krishna and engage in our services in such a way Krishna reveals. Sitting within our heart, Krishna reveals himself to us. So next we are moving to the next section F. This is talking about working in pure devotional service. One on the platform of devotion should work under the orders of the Lord, fully depending on him and fully conscious of him. One will be thus free from all the modes of material nature. So when you surrender to Krishna with full dependency and always remembering Krishna, how can you remember Krishna? By constant chanting of holy name, constantly engaging in some or the other service for the pleasure of Guru and Gauranga. We can be in this consciousness, only such person is freed from the material modes of nature. What we understand from this section. Next sloka, please. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Sarva karmanyaphi sada kurvano madhya vyapashrayah matpradhadhat avapnoti shashvatam padam avyayam. Hare Krishna.
Translation, please. So this is our last session. The sale is going to end very soon. So all those devotees have never participated yet. I don't know. I'm confident everybody might have participated in some or the other occasions. Take this opportunity. Let us move further.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mata.
So engaged in all kinds of activities, my devotee under my protection. This is the eternal and imperishable abode by my grace. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. So the word Madhyapashraya is very important in this, which says under the protection of the Supreme Lord. To be free from material contamination, one has to serve. So the devotional service is what is important, and under the guidance and directions of our Guru Parampara, and one who is 24/7 engaged in remembering Krishna, services of Krishna, such a devotee, Krishna says, will never return to this material world and he go back to Krishna. And in such a abode, it says, there is no change. Everything is eternal, imperishable, and full of knowledge, full of blissful. So we all will return to such an abode. So the Lord's protection. So how do we engage? What is the nature or quality of service? So nobody has the time limit. Nobody fixed it is like our 8 to 5 job. No, it is till you leave your body. Every minute you have, you remember Krishna, serve Krishna. So that is what it means. Mad Vyapashraya means completely, such devotees are completely under the protection of the Supreme Lord. And the text 57, this talks about the mood of, what is the mood of such a devotee who have completely dependent on the Lord. So he is in all activities just depending on Krishna. Whatever he has to do is remembering Krishna. Only by the mercy of Krishna I will be able to execute. Many times when an opportunity is given to speak or take class or progress to Bhakti Shastri, we feel we are not qualified enough. Yes, we are not qualified enough. If we think on our endeavors, we are trying to do that. But when you are dependent on Krishna, definitely you can do wonders. And such work always under the protection. Lord gives you that protection. And when one acts in Krishna consciousness, he do not act as a master of that particular activity. He always feel he is the servant. Even the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he came, what was the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He was telling always, Gopi Brita Padakamalo Dasa Dasa Anu Dasa. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord himself, Krishna, came to this material world to show how we have to be in the mood in our service. That is the very reason we call everybody as Prabhu, because we see the Lord sitting in their heart and we want to serve them. The Sanskrit word matpara is very important in this verse. It indicates that only goal in life is acting in Krishna consciousness, just to please and satisfy the Supreme Lord. And one more important thing what we need to understand is such work when we are doing, that orders comes from, when we are surrendered to the Supreme Lord, the orders comes from Krishna within and our spiritual masters. I've told this before, that Krishna gives orders to us through our spiritual master. One of the Nama Prada is to disobey the orders of our spiritual master. When a spiritual master is giving us some instructions, we are nobody to judge whether I am competent or not competent. When Guru has given you a task, he will also empower you to deliver that. So Krishna gives orders through Guru, and Krishna takes service through his devotees. So that is the importance of serving Vaishnavas. Namera Ruchi, Vaishnava Seva, and Jivera Daya. These are the three principles Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us for us to progress. Without being critical to devotees, being sensitive when you are dealing with the devotees, if you follow these three principles, even though we are not qualified, the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will flow and he will give us Krishna Prema. Mahavadanyaya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is here to give Krishna Prema to all of us, isn't it? We move to the next sloka.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Machitta sarva durvani matprasadattarisyasi atha chetvam ahankaran na shroyasi vinankshasi.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. If you become conscious of me, you will pass over all the obstacles of conditional life by my grace. If, however, you do not work in such a consciousness, but act through false ego, not hearing me, you will be lost. Hare Krishna.
Yes. So this sloka clearly says, one who become conscious of the Supreme Lord by always remembering, always praying to the Lord, cry out about your impediments in your progress. You see, you will pass over all the obstacles of conditioned life by my grace, is what Krishna is telling. Yeah. So what do you need to remember? Always remember the peace formula whenever you are going through any difficulties. That is Bhagavad Gita 5.29. Bhoktaram yagnatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhurdam sarva bhutanam yatva mam shantim rachati. Yeah, so Krishna is the supreme enjoyer, supreme master, supreme proprietor of this universe. He is the supreme controller of all the thing which is happening. We are not in control. We are in complete dependency of the Supreme Lord. And He is Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, including us, including the demigod. He is the supreme master. And Suhurdam Sarva Bhutanam, He is the dear friend of all the living entities. With this knowledge, Yatva Mam Shantim Rachati, you will attain peace with all your situations, all your difficult situations, whatever is going through, whatever impediments you are having in progress. When you are in dependency of the Lord, all the obstacle is removed. And text 59, this talks about acting under Krishna or acting under Maya. This we have discussed multiple times. The free will is with us. The choice is with us. 99.99% we have chosen to serve Maya. Now, having this knowledge, we have to put our endeavors to break free from serving Maya and now shifting our attention towards Krishna. What it says, if you do not act according to my direction and not fight, then falsely you will end up fighting for Maya. Arjuna was a Kshatriya and his duty was to fight for Dharma. And if he avoids fighting, then he end up fighting for Maya, is what we need to understand. So the conclusion, what we have to understand, unhesitantly execute the orders of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that will keep one safe under all circumstances. This is the message from Krishna to Arjuna, through Arjuna to all of us. So whatever instructions we are getting in Bhagavad Gita through our Guru Parampara, we have to implement those lessons in our life. Moving on, text 60, it continues, acting under Krishna or illusion. This is what Krishna is telling. If you do not follow my orders, you will be compelled to follow the orders of the lower nature. So there is no way out. Anyone who is voluntarily engaging himself in the devotional service, such a person will be glorified. Rest everybody will fall to the forces of Maya. Now we are moving to the next section, section G, more confidential knowledge. Previously, we discussed about confidential knowledge. Do anybody remember what is the confidential knowledge? Hare Krishna.
Kshetrajna.
The confidential knowledge we discussed, yes, it is connected. We are not this body, we are the spirit soul. Yeah,
Thank you.
this is the confidential knowledge. Now, what is more confidential knowledge is to realize that Krishna as a super soul is residing within us, and we have to surrender to the supreme will of our super soul. So the more confidential knowledge than the knowledge that one is spirit soul is to surrender to the super soul, is the more confidential knowledge. And we will also touch upon the most confidential knowledge in further slides. Now let us discuss about this. Somebody can take up the shloka.
Hare Krishna.
Shall I, Prabhuji?
Go ahead, Mataji,
Yes, Mata.
Ishvara sarvabhutanam hruddeshejuna tishtati bhramayan sarvabhutani yantrarudhani mayaya. Hare Krishna, Dhanyavad.
Thank you.
The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna, and is directing the wanderings of all living entities who are seated as on a machine made of material energy. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So, Arjuna was not the supreme knower, right? With his limited knowledge, he is trying to judge the situation. He is trying to take decision that whether to fight or not to fight. But when one is surrendered to Krishna, then Krishna takes charge within us and Krishna guides us within. That is how millions and millions of births we have taken only by the mercy of Krishna, who was always accompanying us in every life within our heart. Krishna has continued to guide us, and we have brought to this level where we have got the human form. We are learning the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita and we are engaging in devotional service, chanting the holy names. All this while, it is not our endeavors we have come here, it is purely by the supreme will of the Lord. If you look back, none of us have overnight decided that tomorrow I am going to join Bhagavad Gita course and I am going to continue this. No. Some arrangement, some supreme arrangement has been done by the Supreme Lord through some or the other way, some inspiration it has come to us. That is how we have taken it, right? So that is how Krishna, we have to see Krishna's hands in all our blessings. And based on our actions and our desires, we get a particular body. If we wish to serve the Supreme Lord, then we get a human body through which we can progress further back to Godhead. Prabhupada gives a beautiful analogy. One who is driving a very high-speed motor car, he will reach his destination much faster compared to somebody who is traveling on a bullock cart or a cycle. So this human body is that speeding car, and we are the driver of this car. Now, what direction we are taking is very important. With this body, at the same pace, we can go to both ends. The choice is ours. One side is Krishna, other side is Maya. Choice is ours. We have a very well sophisticated motor car with us. So the speed at which we can go to Krishna, at the speed at which we can go to Maya, choice is ours. So what we need to understand from this sloka is the living entity is not independent. The individual soul is always under the control of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, our duty is to surrender to the Supreme Lord. Next sloka. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji, please go.
तमेव शरणं गच्छ सर्वभावेन भारत तत्प्रसादात् परां शान्तिं स्थानं प्राप्स्यसि शाश्वतम्. हरे कृष्ण.
O Icon of Bharata, surrender unto him utterly. By his grace, you will attain transcendental peace and the supreme head of eternal life.
Thank you, Prabhu. So, the same thing is being repeated here, that the living entity should surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated in the heart of a living entity. Only that can relieve such a person from all the material miseries. By such surrender, not only is relieved from the material miseries, but here we understand he is going to attain that eternal abode. And from where this knowledge is coming to us, we discussed sloka 15.15, Sarvasya chaham riti sannivisto atas smritir jnanam apohanam cha. So, Krishna within our heart gives us that knowledge, remembrance, and intelligence. Krishna gives the remembrance is very important, that I am eternally related to Krishna. This remembrance, this intelligence is given to Krishna. And what a devotee like Arjuna does, as soon as he remembers, as soon as he realizes this, what does he do? Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, sloka 12. What does Arjuna says? Arjuna vacha, param brahma, param dhamma, pavitram, paramam bhavam, purusham shashvatam divyam, adi devam ajam vibhu. So, as soon as he realized this, with full surrender, Arjuna is telling, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the ultimate abode, the purest of the absolute truth. I am surrendering at your lotus feet. Next sloka, please. Hare Krishna. We are already 10 o'clock. Maybe we may take half an hour extra to complete this chapter. Request you all to quickly take it up. Hare Krishna. Go ahead, Prabhuji.
Ititi jananam aktityam guhyad guhyatram maya vim amar sharayatyad asharana yat chacha shara tata kuru.
Thus I have explained to you the most confidential of all knowledge. Deliberate on this fully and then do what you wish to do.
Yes. So here, it's a very important sloka where Krishna has given all the knowledge to Arjuna and saying, Yatte chasi tata kuru. As you like, you may act. Krishna explained about Brahma Bhuta stage. He explained we have to be free from material attachment. He explained you are not this body or the spirit soul. He explained about the knowledge of Supreme Soul. And he said you have to surrender to the Supreme Soul and take my directions and act to my will. But finally, what Krishna is telling to Arjuna is, do as you like. The best advice Krishna has given to Arjuna is to surrender to the super soul within, and that will help one become situated completely in Krishna consciousness, and that is the highest perfection stage of our human life. Krishna directly gave this knowledge to Arjuna. We are getting this knowledge through our Guru Parampara. So, taking the shelter of Guru Parampara, this Guru Parampara Bhagavad Gita, as it is starting from the Krishna himself. From Krishna, it is coming through this Guru Parampara as it is to us. We have to take this shelter of Guru Parampara, the bona fide Guru Parampara, surrender. So as we discussed, Tadvidhi Paripatena Pariprashnena Sevaya Upadeshantate Jnanam Jnaninas Tattva Deshinaha. So Bhagavad Gita 4.34, we have to go approach a Supreme Master, take his shelter, offer him service, and in a humble mood gain this transcendental knowledge. Why? Jnaninas Tattva Darshina, he has already got the knowledge of absolute truth. Now, this section H, Krishna is giving the most confidential knowledge of all. What is the most confidential knowledge? Is to surrender to Krishna and become the pure devotee of Krishna. So what is pure devotee? Anya Abhilashita Shunyam. We have no expectations from Krishna other than to serve Guru and Gauranga. So how do we serve Krishna? He said, Krishna takes service through his devotees. So Vaishnava Seva is the most important for us. 18.64, Krishna will reveal the supreme instruction. What is the most confidential knowledge? So we discussed about Guhya, confidential knowledge, that is, we are spirit soul. Guhyatara, more confidential knowledge, the knowledge of supreme soul. And Guhyatma, most confidential knowledge, that is to surrender unto the Supreme Lord Krishna. Krishna says in this verse, because you are my very dear friend, I am speaking this to you. My supreme instruction, the most confidential knowledge is going to benefit all. Now, Krishna is saying to surrender. When we go to temples, we have seen, we raise our hands in front of the deities. What is the significance of this? What should be the mood with the raised hand standing in front of Krishna? What should we all be praying? Any thoughts? Hare Krishna. There is no right, no wrong questions. Whatever comes to your heart, you can just speak out. There is no marks for these answers. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Sharanagati. You should pray to become his pure devotee.
So Sharanagati, when we go raise hands, we need to be completely in a situation of helplessness and hopelessness, and we have to completely realize, with complete ignorance, I've been living like I am the master, I am the controller, I am the enjoyer. Oh Krishna, I realized that you are the supreme controller master and I am your eternal servant. Please give me the association of your pure devotees. Give me the shelter of our Guru Parampara. Give me taste for holy names. Engage me in service, devotional service, and take me back to your lotus feet where I truly belong to. Such a beautiful prayer, isn't it? Let us move on. Next sloka.
Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi satyam te pratijane priyosi me. Hare Krishna, Dhanyavad.
Hare Krishna.
Always
Always
think
think. Go ahead, Mother.
Always think of me and become my devotee. Worship me and offer your homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. There is a similar sloka in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9.39. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyajimam namaskuru mam evaishyasi yuktamyam atmanam matparayanaha. So Krishna is repeating here that always think of me. Engage your mind always thinking of me. Become my devotee. Offer obeisances. Worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, you will come back to me, is what Krishna is guaranteeing. This is the most confidential knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. One should become Krishna's pure devotee with zero inclination or attachment to the sense enjoyment or material attachments. Always think of me. How can we always think of Krishna? As we progress in our Krishna consciousness, we have to mold our life in such a way we are always associated with devotees of the Lord. We are associated with some or the other services of the Lord, always chanting the holy names. When you do this, many times you realize even in your sleep, you are thinking about Krishna, you are chanting the holy name, you are doing some service. Even in your unconsciousness state, you are still thinking about the Lord. Many times you might have experienced, isn't it? So that is how we have to rise, mold to that stage. Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. Very nice sloka. Who want to grab it?
Hare Krishna, Prajna. सर्वधर्मन् परित्याज्य मम एकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वं सर्वपापेभ्यो मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचा.
Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reaction. Do not fear. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So, all through Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has given various knowledge. Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, about Varnashrama Dharma. Various stages Krishna has given to be not attached to the material world, not entangled in your sense enjoying propensity. Now, as a summary, Krishna is telling to give up all the religious processes, surrender unto my lotus feet, and do not worry, I will deliver you of all your sinful reactions. So Krishna has said to surrender. How do we surrender? In fact, that is the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has just said, chant the holy names. Namera Ruchi, Jivera Daya, Vaishnava Seva. So by doing this, he will give the Krishna Prema. So what does Shastra says? Hari Bhakta Vilas, Sloka 11.676. It gives 6 ways how we can surrender to the Supreme Lord. Anukulasya sankalpa pratikulasya varjanam rakshishyasiti vishwaso goptrate varanam tata atma nikshepa karpanye sadvida sharanagati. So it says to desire in line with the desire of the Lord. Reject things that is not favorable to progress in Krishna consciousness. Complete faith in the Lord that in every situation Lord will protect us. That faith is most important. always to maintain the attitude of gratitude. We see blessings in everything. Many times, the anger of Krishna to the demons like Kamsa or Shishupala, Krishna's mercy is, the anger of Krishna is also mercy to such demons who got delivered by the Supreme Lord. So everything, positive, negative, everything is the mercy of the Supreme Lord. You need to be grateful. And to see all your possessions is the belongingness of the Supreme Lord. We are just a caretaker, and you engage those belongings to see how you can serve the Lord, his devotees, and please the Lord. And most importantly, Krishna says, give up the pride of you being surrendered to me. Don't think you are an exalted devotee, you are a great devotee, you are a pure devotee. The person who thinks is a pure devotee is a poor devotee. We should always think we are all progressing to be a devotee. And someday, by the mercy of the Lord and Guru Parampara, we will also become a devotee someday. For that mercy, we have to hankering for. So the summary of Shloka 18.54 to 66, we discussed about the confidential knowledge, the more confidential knowledge of Paramatma, and surrender to the Supreme Lord. So from this, we understand Krishna is all attractive, and we need to be attracted to the personal form of the Supreme Lord, not the Brahman or the Paramatma feature, but the personal feature. And devotional service to Krishna in full Krishna consciousness is most confidential part of this Bhagavad Gita. The word Ma Shuchaha is very important. Do not fear. Many times we fear. Many times when we want to do something in Krishna consciousness, we always think what other person may think, what my neighbor may think, what my society may think, what my relatives may think. We have taken millions of births. We had millions of relatives before. I had millions of wife, father, mother. Only eternal relationship is with Krishna. What are we trying to do? To please this temporary relationship, we are compromising on our eternal relationship with Krishna. So that we need to take a firm stand wherever it is. So the summary of this section, we started with Karma Yoga, then Sakama Karma Yoga to Niskama Karma Yoga, and liberation through Nishkama Karma Yoga. And then we discussed about working in pure devotional service and the most confidential knowledge of becoming and surrendering to the Supreme Lord. This is the summary. Now we will move to the next section, preaching and studying Bhagavad Gita. It is very important for all of us. What is the importance of learning Bhagavad Gita and preaching to as many conditioned souls out there? We will learn here. Somebody can take up, please. Hare Krishna. We may need another 10-15 minutes. Please take it up and let us wind up. Conclude.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes,
Idam tena tapaskaya nabhaktaya kadachana na cha shushrushave vachyam na cha mam yobhyasuyati. Hare Krishna.
thank you.
Hare Krishna. This confidential knowledge may not be explained to those who are not as austere or devoted or engaged in devotional service, nor to one who is envious of me. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So, whom should we preach this? Or whom should we not preach this? So here Krishna says, don't preach this to one who is not austere or devoted or engaged in devotional service or envious of Krishna. So we'll discuss in detail about how this knowledge we can implement in our day-to-day life. We go and discuss about Krishna consciousness to whoever we see, right? Jivera Daya. We have to give this knowledge to everybody, but here Krishna is saying, don't give this knowledge to the envious people. So why, first of all, we need to understand why somebody envy Krishna. Because Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. We have been living like a masters. We are living like we are the controller. Nothing is above us. So somebody, when I say somebody that we are the servants of Lord, it hurts their ego. Am I a servant? I am my own master. And they are envious. They have no faith in the Supreme Lord, not his preachings. We will touch on that in further sloka, further on that point. So let us move further. These two slokas, please.
Hare Krishna
य
Prabhuji.
इदं परमं गुह्यं मद्भक्तेष्वभिदास्यति भक्तिं मयि परां कृत्वा मामे वैश्यत्य संशयः न च तस्मान्मनुष्येषु कश्चिन्मे प्रिय कृत्तमः भविता न च मे तस्माद् धन्यः प्रियतरो भुवि. हरे कृष्ण. धन्यवाद.
Thank you, Mataji. Somebody who have not participated is to take. Nitasha Mataji, you can take. But if there is anybody who not participated yet, can read this translation. Lakshmi Mataji, I see any other Matajis. Suchana Mataji, I don't know if you have already participated. Else, Nitasha Mataji may proceed. So, rest can take up.
For one who explains the supreme secret to the devotees, devotional service is guaranteed, and at the end he will come back to me. There is no servant in this world more dear to me than he, nor will there ever be one more dear.
Yes. So this is a very, very important sloka for all of us. One who preaches this confidential knowledge, or one who helped to preach this knowledge, as said, in a temple, Pujari Seva is not the only service. Every Seva, devotees who are arranging the chair, keeping the vessels clean, floor clean, everything is a service to the Lord. Everything is preaching. For such a person, devotional service is guaranteed. What is the purpose of our life? Savai pumsa paro dharmo yato bhakti adokshaje. The highest purpose of our life is to engage in devotional service. So when we are preaching the knowledge and helping to preach, that devotional service is guaranteed to us by the Supreme Lord. And we will all go back to Krishna. And among all the devotees who are dearer to Krishna, the one who go out of all their ways, out of their comfort zones, and spread this knowledge to as many conditioned souls, such devotees is dear to Krishna. At the same time, in previous sloka, we discussed that we should not preach this to non-devotees. Why? It is said, Krishna will be revealed only to a pure heart, only to a surrendered heart. So those who are not devotees, they will neither understand Krishna nor Bhagavad Gita. But in Krishna consciousness movement, the devotees are even more merciful. What they try to do, they take all the risk of preaching to the conditioned soul, and some sincere soul will take it up. So what we need to understand is, with our intelligence, which is given by Krishna, we need to preach to those conditioned souls who accept this knowledge and supremacy of the Supreme Lord. So what is the takeaway for us? we have to approach all the conditioned souls, give whoever is showing that reciprocation, then you further reciprocate, further pursue, else you leave such people and pray to Krishna that please give them also mercy so that they also someday take it up. Yeah. So here what we understood is preaching and helping to preach. We discussed multiple times that there is lot of service engagements with us where every devotee is engaged in some or the other services which is helping them to fix up in Krishna consciousness. So through this class, I invite all the students here to reach out to us, take up some service. Now new batches starting, new level 2 batches are going on, Bhakti Shastri classes is going on. Many beautiful services are there. You all can contribute, which is going to help you fix up in Krishna consciousness. You all can contribute to this great mission of Srila Prabhupada and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and expanding this Krishna consciousness to as many conditioned souls as possible through your services. So in this, already Jyoti Mataji as well as Jaideep Prabhu is wonderfully doing services. Other Mataji like Karuna Mataji, many devotees, I'm not taking all the names. They're already taking up services. So please reach out to me or Jyoti Mataji. Matajis can reach out to Jyoti Mataji. Prabhujis can talk to Jaideep Prabhu. Try to understand what all services are there and let us know your interest. We can take it further. So let's move next sloka. Hare Krishna. Please take it up.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Adeyashyate chaya imam dharmam sampadanam avayo nana yajnena tenaham istasham iti matihi.
And I declare that he who studies this sacred conversation worships me by his intelligence. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. So, what we need to understand is Krishna consciousness. Bhakti is not sentiment. Bhakti is pure science, science of self-realization. Reading Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam gives us the intelligence to accept the Supreme Lord. Devotion is there. With this knowledge, it will even become more convinced. Today, great management institutes like IIM Ahmedabad and many such great institutes, globally renowned institutes, are teaching Bhagavad Gita. Most of the so-called management gurus, if you take any book, you can win many such books. You see, all that knowledge is some or the other way is already covered in Bhagavad Gita or inspired from Bhagavad Gita. Next sloka, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
Srattavananasuyascha sranuyatapi yo naraha sopi mukta shubham lokan prapnuyat punya karmanam. Hare Krishna.
And one who listens with faith and without envy becomes free from sinful reaction and attains to the planets where the pious dwell. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So two important qualities are discussed here. That is hearing, attentive hearing with faith and non-enviousness is essential to realize the Supreme Lord and go back to Goloka. So when we have seen devotees taking class to an open audience, giving chance to all the conditioned souls out there. Few devotees like you who have firm faith in the Supreme Lord and its scriptures will take up seriously and continues to progress and continues to stay till the last session of the chapter. In fact, among all the level 2 classes, maybe this could be the record that so many devotees stayed till the last chapter. All mercy of our Guru Parampara and Gauranga and your sincere desire to progress. Generally, those who are free from sinful reactions, those who are righteous, such people will very easily take up this Krishna consciousness. Quickly, let us move to the next sloka where Arjuna is firmly fixed up. Next to sloka. Please spare me, I'm overrunning my time. This is the last session, tolerate me. Another 10-15 minutes, not more than 10 minutes, we will conclude.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Arjuna Uvacha Nashto Mohasmritirlabdha Tvatprasadhan Maya Acyuta Sitosmi Gata Sandeha Karishye Vachanam Tava. Hare Krishna.
Arjuna said, "My dear Krishna, O infallible one, my illusion is now gone. I have regained my memory by your mercy, and I am now firm and free from doubt and am prepared to act according to your instructions."
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
So you can see the surrender of Arjuna. As discussed, we are all eternal servitors of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We forget this and we want to be an independent enjoyer and master. We got entangled in the modes of material nature. The word moha is very important in this sloka. In illusion only, we think ourselves to be the master and try to lord over the material nature. More we try to lord over the material nature, deeper we get entangled in this material tree. And we get freed from this entanglement only by the mercy of the Supreme Lord and the mercy of his pure devotee. So here, Arjuna is freed from his illusion and saying further things which will be covered in next sloka. So here, my illusion is gone and regained my memory. What is the memory he regained? He understood the constitutional position that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I am the eternal servant of the Supreme Lord. Finally, we are getting into the last section, Sanjay's prediction. Sloka 1874 to 78. Somebody can take up, please. There is no sloka here. You can just read the English translation. Somebody comfortable reading English, not participated, please take it up. Else, whoever can grab it, they can grab it.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Haribol.
Sanjaya said, "Thus have I heard the conversation of the two great souls, Krishna and Arjuna, and so wonderful is the message that my hair is standing on end. By the mercy of Vyasa, I have heard these most confidential talks directly from the master of all the mysticism, Krishna, who was speaking personally to Arjuna. O king, as I rapidly recall this wondrous and holy dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, I take pleasure being thrilled at every moment."
Thank you, Prabhu. So the conversation in Bhagavad Gita is so wonderful because such important conversation has never between two great souls, the Supreme Personality of Godhead and great devotee like Arjuna, has never happened before, and it may never happen again. So all the knowledge shared by Krishna to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita is absolute truth, as relevant 5,000 years back, today, or eternally. And if we follow the footsteps of Arjuna to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then our life will be definitely successful and happy. And Vyasadeva was the spiritual master of Sanjaya, and here Sanjaya is admitting by the mercy of his spiritual master, he got this divine vision to see what was happening in Kurukshetra war, sitting wherever he was. That also signifies the importance of spiritual master, his mercy. By the mercy of spiritual master, we get the divine vision to see the Supreme Lord. As said, we have to cry out to Krishna to give a pure devotee, a bona fide spiritual master in our life. And by serving the Guru and by the mercy of Guru, we get Krishna. It's a very deep philosophy. Please meditate on this. It gives the importance of both Guru and Gauranga in our life. And Krishna explicitly giving instructions in Bhagavad Gita that surrender unto me. That is the topmost yoga. Even Bhagavad Gita 6.47 sloka, what it says, Yoginam api sarvesham mat gatena antaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yukta mato tamo mataha. Among all the yogas we have learned, Bhakti Yoga, the pure devotional service, is topmost. Next sloka. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, ma'am.
Tatcha samsmritya rupamatyadbhutam harehe vismayo me mahan rajan hrishyami cha punah punaha.
O King, when I remember the wonderful form of Lord Krishna, I am struck with even greater wonder and I rejoice again and again. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So he struck with greater wonder and rejoicing again and again, this conversation between the Lord and Arjuna. So it again signifies that Sanjaya has got this by grace of Vyasadeva, his spiritual master. Last sloka of Bhagavad Gita. Who want to take it up?
यत्र योगेश्वर कृष्णो यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरः तत्र श्री विजयो भूते ध्रुवाणिर्मतिर्मम. हरे कृष्ण. धन्यवाद.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mysteries, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will also certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morally that is my opinion. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. So the Bhagavad Gita began with the illusion and in ignorance of Dhritarashtra that he was hopeful of victory for his son, which is assisted by great warriors like Bhishma, Drona, and Karna. And Sanjaya is telling to the king, you are thinking of victory, but my opinion is that wherever Krishna and Arjuna are present, there is always going to be good fortune. Victory was certain for the side where Arjuna because Krishna was there. Foolish people may think that Bhagavad Gita is book of immorality, where Krishna is asking Arjuna to kill his relatives. But the actual instruction is coming, chapter 9.43, what it says, Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyajimam namaskuru. And finally, Krishna is telling, Sarva dharmam parityajya mamekam sharanam raja aham tam sarva papebhyo moksha swami mashuchaha. This is the ultimate instruction of all other religious principles which help one to reach the ultimate perfection of his life. So from Bhagavad Gita, we can understand that by philosophical speculation, meditation, is one of the four process, but fully surrendering to the Krishna is the highest perfection. That is the essence of Krishna consciousness. Another important thing we need to take home is Bhagavad Gita is the absolute truth, and it gives that Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the Supreme Personality, and Krishna can be realized in three forms, three features: impersonal Brahman, localized Paramatma, or the ultimate Bhagavan. And we all have to endeavor to rise to a stage where we realize the personal feature of the Supreme Lord. And we need to understand that we are not this body, we are the spirit soul, part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. The purpose of this body is the temple where Krishna is residing, and we have to engage this body in service of our Guru and Gauranga and make this body, the purpose of this body, perfect. And that way, the soul leaves this body and go back to Krishna. And the process begins with chanting of holy names. The chanting of holy names gives us the clarity, purify our heart to, when a guest is coming to your home, what are you doing? You clean up all your house, right? The chanting of holy name is cleaning our heart, where Krishna can come and sit in our heart eternally and guide us back to Godhead. And most importantly, in this process, we have to cry out to Lord to find us that Guru who can guide us back to Krishna. So with this, we will come to end of chapter 18 Bhagavad Gita. Thank you very much. It took almost 40 minutes. I am also running late for my next session, but I felt this is very, very important. I wanted to give it all, whatever I have learned in my journey of Krishna consciousness. I wanted to give it all to you. Hope you all appreciate. Hope it helped you in your Krishna consciousness journey. Please pray for me to continue to serve devotees like you. And in the process, if I have made any offenses, request you to forgive me and continue to pray for me. Yeah. Vancha kalpatarubhasya cha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All glories to assembled devotees. My request, this is not the end, this is the beginning.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, I'm
Hope
sorry,
you
I've
are
not noticed Chirag Prabhu. Chirag Prabhu has just raised the hand. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Chirag Prabhu. Chirag Prabhu is a teacher for level 3. In fact, in a way, he's also my Siksha Guru. I've been associated with him for quite long. He's been such an inspiration to me from my initial days of my Krishna consciousness, little service, whatever we are doing. So he's been always guiding me. And it's great fortune that he's going to take level 3 classes. So I ask Ravi Chirag Prabhu to give an brief update on the level 3 and what the devotees can expect in level 3. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. You are doing a very nice service. So when your first class was there, level 2 classes you are taking, I heard it on YouTube. It was very nice, Prabhu. So I congratulate all the devotees who have finished the level 2 with Santosh Prabhu. And actually, Namanishta Das Prabhu has made a very nice system so that devotees can gradually they can take up Krishna consciousness, so that they can learn all the Shastra. Like you are in level 2 now, so after that level 2 devotees can go to level 3, and level 3 will have 3 books. So we'll be reading mostly 3 books. Actually, for Bhakti Shastri we need 4 books. So one of the book you already read in level 2, that is Bhagavad Gita, and in level 3 we'll be reading 3 books. One will be the Ishopanishad, and one will be the Nectar of Instruction, and third will be the Nectar of Devotion. So all 3 books are like master books. Okay, So it is like the most basic books. If you want to understand the philosophy, all three books plus Bhagavad Gita, these are most basic books. Okay, so you have read the Bhagavad Gita now with Santosh Prabhu. So we'll be moving to level 3, where we'll be reading these three books, and we'll be reading detail, because I'll be a little bit slow. We'll be taking like one sloka per day, and we'll read in detail. We'll learn it in detail. Okay, and actually, I take classes. Earlier, I used to take classes on Sundays, but now I have different engagements on Sunday. So I used to take mostly on Thursday and Friday. So mostly I'll take. I used to take classes by 7, 6:37. Okay, so 7 mostly. Most of the time I will take by 7. So Thursday, most of the time it will be Thursday. If not possible, then Friday. So these schedule will be there, and classes will be like 1 hour, 1.5 hour, and after that, if question and answer are there, we can extend it to 2 hours like that. We have finished Nectar of Ishopanishad. We have finished, and Nectar of Instructions. Nectar of Instruction we have finished, and Ishopanishad we are doing. After that, we'll be taking up Nectar of Devotion. So in between also, if you are joining, there is no problem, because every shloka will be new, and again we'll be revising after Nectar of Devotion is finished. Again we'll start with Nectar of Instruction and Ishopanishad. So there won't be any problem. So I invite all of you to join level 3. Okay, and it will be very nice. It is a very nice service Santosh Prabhu has done, and give me chance to serve in the next level, so that I can serve you like Navanishta Das Prabhu expect us to serve. Okay, so that will be a very nice journey. Yes. So if there is any question about level 3, you can ask, and we'll be transmigrating all the devotees who wants to take up to level 3. They can take. Nanita Mataji will contact you, and you can join level 3. If there is any question, you can ask. Where can we get the book? So book, you can. I think Santosh Prabhu, it is available from the temple. All these 3 books.
Yes, no. The link. Yes, link will be shared. So through the link, you can order it, Mataji. You will get it delivered at home.
Yes.
So any other questions for level 3?
So the timing I will again tell. It is like Thursday and Friday. Mostly we'll take on Thursday. If Thursday I'm not available, then Friday we'll take at 7 p.m.
So in my case, by the mercy of Namanishta Prabhu, when I was doing level 2, Namanishta Prabhu opened up Bhakti Shastri for all those devotees chanting 16 rounds and following 4 regulative principles. So I took up Bhakti Shastri and I did level 2 parallel. And then I also completed level 3 in parallel, and Bhakti Shastri continued. And by mercy of all the devotees and our Shiksha Guru, we completed our Bhakti Shastri. So it's a great opportunity to associate with Ravi Prabhu and learn all these very great scriptures. The link will be shared. Already the link is shared in the group, Mataji, for level 3 registration. It is in the group. We will share it again so you can register. Important is to complete all your quiz. And any other questions? Hare Krishna. So thank you very much, Ravi Chirag Prabhu. You have taken your time and come to this class to give a brief about this level 3. Hope many of our students will come to your class under your guidance, and definitely they will only further progress in their spiritual realization and fix up in Krishna consciousness under your guidance as well. Thank you very much, Chirag Prabhu. So we will just wind up our session. So if there is no other questions or anything, then we can thank Ravi Chirag Prabhu for coming, taking out time. Right. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
So while we end our session, just wanted to take your views on this level 2 class, how it went well, if it helped you in any way or any areas where I need to improve. Now the class is over, so you can give me all my feedbacks, improvements, so that I can work on this and I can deliver better, I can serve better for the pleasure of our Guru Parampara and Gauranga. So anything you want to share, the floor is open to you all. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I'll probably go first. I have thoroughly enjoyed the association with you, Prabhuji. You're a very good teacher who explains everything in detail. In fact, I was very happy when you said that you are taking Bhakti Shastri. So we will come up to the level that we are eligible to continue the association and learn what about it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. In fact, if we desire something very deeply, Krishna will find some or the other way. So this class, I was feeling I'm going to leave all these beautiful devotees behind, and I'm going to take another level 2 batch. Some new devotees are going to come. I'm going to miss this association. So Krishna has some plans that he has given me one more opportunity to take Bhakti Shastri, where you can all can associate and we can continue our journey. I truly appreciate all your association. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Anything else? How many are progressing to Bhakti Shastri? Can I see hands raised? How many wish to? Shah Mataji, good, nice. Kalpana Mataji is already registered, I think.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So anybody, please feel free to reach out to me. Any concerns, any issues, we can discuss. Otherwise, also you are progressing to level 3. Ravi Chirag Prabhu is again a very nice teacher. Under him, you can further progress in level 3 and come to a stage where you take up Bhakti Shastri. Right? So let us end our session. Thank you very much. Feel free to reach out to me anytime, any day. In any way, if I'm able to help you in your progress in Krishna consciousness, that is the greatest fortune I consider myself. So our association should continue till we leave this body. That is my desire. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna, Dandavat.